Have you ever wondered why some people in their 60s and 70s move with the energy and flexibility of someone decades younger? What if I told you that nature has provided everything you need to potentially add not just years to your life, but life to your years? In today's video, I'm going to reveal 3 powerful plant-based proteins that can dramatically reduce arthritis pain and inflammation without the side effects of prescription medications. By the end of our time together, you'll discover how simple changes to your kitchen pantry could potentially transform your joint health, boost your energy levels, and help you reclaim activities you thought were behind you. This isn't just about managing pain. It's about potentially extending your active, vibrant life using nature's own pharmacy. So stay with me until the end, because the third protein source I'll share has been shown in recent studies to have effects that even surprised researchers. Are you ready to discover how nature's wisdom might help you move better, feel younger, and potentially add healthy years to your life? Let's dive in. Have you noticed how joint pain seems to creep up on us as we cross that 50-year milestone? One day, you're bending down with ease, and the next, that simple movement comes with a jolt of discomfort that makes you think twice. It's as if our bodies are suddenly betraying us, isn't it? But what if I told you that this doesn't have to be your story? What if there was a way to support your joints naturally, using the very foods that have sustained humans for centuries? Today, I want to take you on a journey through nature's medicine cabinet, specifically focusing on 3 remarkable plant-based proteins that have shown incredible promise for arthritis relief. These aren't exotic ingredients that you'll need to order from some faraway land. These are accessible, affordable foods that you can find in your local grocery store or farmer's market. I remember when my own mother started experiencing joint pain in her early 60s. She was always an active woman, gardening, walking, and even dancing on weekends. But suddenly, those activities became sources of dread rather than joy. The conventional wisdom suggested she simply accept this as an inevitable part of aging. But I refused to accept that narrative for her, and you shouldn't accept it for yourself either. Through research and countless conversations with health professionals who think outside the box, I discovered that inflammation is the hidden culprit behind much of our joint deterioration. And here's the fascinating part. What we eat has a profound impact on our body's inflammatory response. Some foods trigger inflammation, while others calm it down. Isn't it empowering to know that with every meal, you have an opportunity to either support or undermine your joint health? So let me ask you, how would your life change if you could significantly reduce your joint pain? Would you resume activities you've given up? Would you play with your grandchildren more? Would you finally take that trip you've been postponing? Think about that for a moment, because the information I'm about to share could be the key to reclaiming those possibilities. Now, before we dive into our first plant-based protein powerhouse, I want you to understand something crucial. Consistency is key. These natural approaches work through cumulative effects. Unlike medications that mask symptoms immediately, natural solutions work by addressing the root causes, which takes time. So if you're looking for an overnight miracle, this approach might not be for you. But if you're interested in potential long-term relief and possibly extending your healthy, active years, then stay with me. Our first plant-based protein hero might surprise you. It's the humble lentil. These small but mighty legumes have been staples in diets around the world for thousands of years. Ancient civilizations from India to Egypt recognized their value, and modern science is finally catching up to this ancient wisdom. Lentils are packed with plant protein, about 18 grams per cup when cooked. But what makes them especially valuable for arthritis sufferers is their unique nutritional profile. They're rich in polyphenols, which are powerful antioxidants that help combat oxidative stress, a major contributor to inflammation and joint damage. Have you ever wondered why some traditional cultures seem to have lower rates of inflammatory conditions despite limited access to modern medicine? The regular consumption of foods like lentils might be part of that answer. What's more, lentils contain significant amounts of folate, a B vitamin that helps lower levels of homocysteine, an amino acid that, when elevated, is associated with increased inflammation and heart problems. Did you know that heart health and joint health are intimately connected? By supporting your cardiovascular system, you're also supporting your joints. But here's where lentils really shine. They're one of the best plant sources of iron, providing nearly 37% of your daily needs in just 1 cup. Why does this matter for arthritis? Because iron deficiency has been linked to increased pain sensitivity. Many people with chronic inflammation actually have depleted iron stores, even if their hemoglobin levels appear normal on basic blood tests. Have you been feeling unusually fatigued along with your joint pain? This could be a clue that your iron levels need attention. I'd love to know if you're already incorporating lentils into your diet. Drop a comment below sharing your favorite lentil recipe, or if you've never tried them, let me know if you're willing to give them a chance after hearing this. Now, you might be wondering how to actually include more lentils in your meals. They're incredibly versatile. You can add them to soups, make hearty stews, create delicious lentil patties, or even sprout them for additional nutritional benefits. One of my favorite simple recipes is a Mediterranean lentil salad with fresh vegetables, olive oil, and a squeeze of lemon juice. It's not just delicious, it's like medicine in a bowl. Speaking of Mediterranean approaches, have you noticed how people from regions like Greece or southern Italy often remain active well into their 80s and 90s? Their diets, rich in legumes like lentils, along with other anti-inflammatory foods, play a significant role in their longevity and quality of life. Wouldn't you like to tap into that wisdom? Let's move on to our second plant-based protein champion, hemp seeds. Now, I want to clarify something right away. Hemp seeds won't get you high or cause any psychoactive effects. They come from industrial hemp plants, which contain virtually no THC, the compound responsible for marijuana's mind-altering properties. What they do contain is a nutritional profile that's nothing short of remarkable for joint health. Hemp seeds provide about 10 grams of protein in just 3 tablespoons, making them one of the most protein-dense seeds available. But what makes them particularly valuable for arthritis sufferers is their perfect 3.1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. This ratio is critical because most modern diets contain far too many omega-6 fatty acids, which can promote inflammation, and too few omega-3s, which help reduce it. By consuming hemp seeds regularly, you're helping to restore this crucial balance. The specific type of omega-3 found in hemp seeds is alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, which your body partially converts to the same beneficial compounds found in fish oil. For those who don't consume fish or prefer plant-based options, hemp seeds provide an excellent alternative pathway to these anti-inflammatory benefits. But perhaps the most exciting component of hemp seeds for arthritis sufferers is gamma-linolenic acid, GLA. This remarkable fatty acid has been shown in studies to reduce inflammation and help alleviate the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis. In fact, some research indicates that GLA supplements can be so effective that participants have been able to reduce their pain medications. Isn't it fascinating that a simple seed could potentially help you depend less on pharmaceutical interventions? Hemp seeds also provide significant amounts of vitamin E, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, magnesium, sulfur, calcium, iron, and zinc. All minerals that play crucial roles in joint health and overall inflammation management. The magnesium content is particularly noteworthy, as magnesium deficiency has been linked to increased inflammation and pain sensitivity. Are you getting enough magnesium in your diet? Many Americans don't, and it could be affecting your joint comfort more than you realize. I'm curious, have you ever tried hemp seeds? If you have, what did you think of their mild, nutty flavor? And if not, would you be willing to add this nutritional powerhouse to your pantry? Let me know in the comments section. Incorporating hemp seeds into your diet is wonderfully simple. You can sprinkle them on salads, blend them into smoothies, mix them into yogurt, or even use them in baking. Hemp seed milk is also becoming more widely available as a nutritious alternative to dairy milk. Just 3 tablespoons daily could make a significant difference in your inflammatory status over time. I had a client named Margaret who was skeptical about hemp seeds at first. At 67, she'd been dealing with osteoarthritis in her hands for nearly a decade. The pain was making it difficult for her to continue her beloved knitting. After adding hemp seeds to her morning smoothie consistently for about 2 months, she noticed something remarkable. She could knit for longer periods without the usual pain and stiffness in her fingers. Of course, individual results vary, but stories like Margaret's keep me passionate about sharing this information. Now let's discover our third and perhaps most surprising plant-based protein for arthritis relief, spirulina. This blue-green algae might not look appetizing, but its benefits for inflammation and joint health are truly extraordinary. Have you heard of spirulina before? It's been consumed for centuries by ancient civilizations like the Aztecs, who recognized its exceptional nutritional value. Spirulina is about 60–70% protein by weight, making it one of the most protein-dense foods on the planet. But what's truly remarkable is the quality of this protein. It contains all essential amino acids, making it a complete protein similar to animal sources, but without the inflammatory components that some animal products contain. For anyone over 50 concerned about maintaining muscle mass while supporting joint health, spirulina offers a unique solution. Research has shown that spirulina contains a pigment called phycocyanin, which has powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. This compound actually inhibits the production of inflammatory signaling molecules in the body. Think about that. With every serving of spirulina, you're essentially sending your body a chemical signal to reduce inflammation. Isn't the human body's response to natural compounds fascinating? But here's where spirulina really stands out. It seems to have specific benefits for arthritis sufferers. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that spirulina significantly reduced inflammation in participants with rheumatoid arthritis. Another study showed improvements in pain, stiffness, and physical function in people with knee osteoarthritis who took spirulina supplements. How would your daily life change if you experienced even a 30% reduction in joint pain and stiffness? Spirulina also contains significant amounts of calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, minerals essential for bone health. As we age, maintaining bone density becomes increasingly important, especially for those with arthritis who may be at higher risk for fractures. By supporting your bones, you're also indirectly supporting the health of your joints. I'm curious, have you ever tried spirulina? If so, what was your experience? If not, would you consider adding it to your routine after learning about these benefits? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, I understand that spirulina might seem like a more exotic addition to your diet compared to lentils or hemp seeds. Its distinctive taste can take some getting used to, but there are many ways to incorporate it that mask the flavor while still providing all the benefits. You can add a small amount to fruit smoothies, where berries and bananas easily overpower its taste. You can also find spirulina in tablet form if you prefer a more convenient option without the taste. I recommend starting with a small amount, perhaps half a teaspoon in a smoothie, and gradually increasing to 1 to 2 teaspoons daily as your palate adjusts. Remember what I said earlier about consistency? This is particularly important with spirulina. Its benefits build over time as it helps rebalance your body's inflammatory responses. Now let's talk about combining these three powerful plant proteins for maximum benefit. Imagine starting your day with a smoothie containing hemp seeds and spirulina, having a lentil soup for lunch, and perhaps a salad topped with hemp seeds for dinner. This kind of consistent, intentional nutrition could potentially create a profound shift in your inflammatory status over weeks and months. But what if you're thinking, this sounds great, but I'm not sure if I can completely change my diet overnight? I completely understand. That's why I suggest starting with just one of these foods, whichever appeals to you most, and gradually incorporating the others. Small, sustainable changes are far more effective than dramatic overhauls that don't last. Have you noticed that managing joint health becomes a higher priority after 50? Our bodies are telling us something important, that we need to provide more intentional support as we age. Rather than seeing this as a burden, I invite you to view it as an opportunity to develop a deeper relationship with your health through natural approaches that have stood the test of time. Beyond just easing pain, these plant-based proteins offer countless other benefits that contribute to longevity. They support heart health, help maintain healthy blood pressure, provide sustained energy, and even contribute to better cognitive function. Isn't it remarkable how nature provides foods that address multiple aspects of health simultaneously? This holistic approach is what distinguishes natural remedies from pharmaceutical interventions that typically target a single pathway or symptom. When you consume a food like lentils, you're not just getting the anti-inflammatory benefits, you're also receiving fiber that supports gut health, which is increasingly linked to inflammation, protein that maintains muscle mass, and complex carbohydrates that provide steady energy without blood sugar spikes that can worsen inflammation. I'd love to know which of these three plant-based proteins you're most excited to try. Or perhaps you're already using one or more of them. Share your experience or questions in the comments below. Your insight might help another viewer on their health journey. As we consider extending our healthy years through natural approaches, it's worth reflecting on the wisdom of traditional cultures that have historically enjoyed exceptional longevity and low rates of inflammatory conditions. These cultures didn't have access to modern pharmaceuticals, yet many of their elders remained active and relatively pain-free well into advanced age. What did they know that we're rediscovering? One common thread among these cultures is their reliance on whole, minimally processed foods like the ones we've discussed today. They instinctively understood what science now confirms, that food is information for our bodies, sending complex signals that either promote inflammation or reduce it. Before we wrap up, I want to address a question I often receive. How long will it take to notice improvements? The honest answer is that it varies from person to person. Some individuals report subtle changes in pain and stiffness within a few weeks, while for others it might take 2 to 3 months of consistent consumption. The key word here is consistent. Remember, you're working with your body's natural healing mechanisms, which operate on a different timeline than medications. I also want to be clear about expectations. While many people experience significant relief through dietary approaches, these plant proteins are not replacements for medical care. They're complementary approaches that work best as part of a comprehensive strategy that may include appropriate medical treatment, gentle movement, stress management, and adequate sleep. Have you considered how these various elements of health interact to either promote inflammation or reduce it? As we approach the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a thought that I find deeply motivating. Your body has an incredible capacity for healing and regeneration, even after decades of life. By providing the right nutritional support, you may be able to tap into this innate wisdom and potentially extend not just your lifespan, but your health span, those precious years of active, engaged living. Imagine celebrating your 70th, 80th, or even 90th birthday while still enjoying the activities that bring you joy. This isn't just a fantasy. It's a realistic possibility when you commit to nourishing your body with anti-inflammatory foods like the plant proteins we've discussed today. Thank you for spending this time with me, exploring these natural approaches to arthritis relief and longevity. If you found this information valuable, please hit the like button and share this video with someone who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more content on natural approaches to extending your healthy years. And remember, it's never too late to make positive changes for your health. The best time to start was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today. Your future self will thank you for the investment you're making right now. Until next time, here's to your health, vitality, and many more years of pain-free movement.